First Stryfe, now Mr. Sinister. Is this part of some larger mutant plot that is coming to Marvel Strike Force? We're going to talk all about that and the rest of the news right after a word from our sponsor. ClanHQ is a new, fully featured messaging app, and it's got all your favorite bells and whistles like all the other messaging apps out there. But what sets ClanHQ apart is that it allows you to integrate your game data right into the app, and it makes it so easy when you are trying to recruit for your alliance or when you are looking for an alliance. And they also just added voice and video calling capabilities. Yo, Khasino, what's up, man? And also a new dark mode was just recently added to make the app a little easier on your eyes, guys. And hey, the best part about ClanHQ, they're adding new features all the time to the app, so it's just getting better and better and better, and you can be one of the first in your alliance to use it. Plus, in addition to Marvel Strike Force, ClanHQ supports over 75 other games, including Contest of Champions, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and many, many others. So check it out, guys, and make sure you use the link in the description. So yeah, ClanHQ is on the come up, guys, so check them out. But now, it is time to go talk about some mutants. So Khasino, tell them what to do.
Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. It is time for the news with my brother Khasino. What is up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. What's going on?
Ooh, we got some mutants to talk about. We got a lot that has happened this week. We got Ghost Rider announced, Elsa announced. We got so much that happened this week. But before we do that, I do want to talk about this chip. We have a chip challenge that we have been putting off for a while for some various reasons, but I want to do this with you. When are we going to do this, my friend? When are we doing this?
I'm thinking Friday, so I'm probably going to do a few things Friday. Probably going to do a longer stream. Okay. Going to be a lot of roster reviews and kind of let people pay what they want and see if I can do a little bit of a fundraiser, a little bit of a furniture drive, because I just moved into a new place. Okay. And see how that goes. Also going to do, the house tour, the new stream studio reveal. So yeah, I got some fun stuff planned, including the one chip challenge. All
right, maybe you should do that house tour before this challenge, because it might be a very painful chip or a painful tour for you after eating this chip. Let's put a little bit on the line. Let's put a little bit on the line. How about we bet a T4 for the loser?
Oh, I don't bet. I don't bet.
Oh, no. Okay.
I'm just kidding. My name's Khasino. Let's go, bitch.
All right. So I think the normal challenge is you got to do this without water or milk or anything for about 5 minutes. Let's go for 10, and whoever has to drink water or anything will lose. If we both go for 10, it's a tie, and we won't mess up each other's T4s. And if you win and you're messing up somebody's T4, you could choose to be nice or whatever. So depending on how you feel that day.
Okay, so if we both win by suffering for the full 10 minutes without a drink, which really means we both lose. Yeah. Okay, then we both lose. All right, that's a wonderful
we both
system.
lose in the bathroom the next day, but we won't get our T4s messed with, our roster messed with by the other person.
This is terrific. What a wonderful idea you've come up with, Valley.
Friday. It is on, my friend. People have been asking for that, but let's talk about some real news. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider was officially announced through a YouTube video on the official Marvel YouTube channel. And yeah, what are your thoughts on Ghost Rider? I think people have been speculating about him for a while, but nothing official up until this point.
I'm really hyped for the character. So I have never played a Marvel game where Ghost Rider wasn't really good. He's been an awesome character in pretty much every game. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for him. He looks pretty cool. And I think, what we saw of his animations in that video, yeah, he looks really sweet. And then we've seen some rumored kits actually for a bunch of the upcoming characters. Don't know how true they are. But so, between the summary of Ghost Rider's kit and the rumors about his kit flying around, Ghost Rider looks really good. So I'm ready.
Whole new class, Supernatural. It looks like those 5 characters that were mentioned in the video. And if you didn't see the video, There are Ghost Rider, Elsa Bloodstone, who we're going to talk about in just a little bit, Doctor Strange, Mordo, and the last one was Scarlet Witch. So those are going to be in this team and most likely have this supernatural tag. Do you think anybody else will have this tag, or what else do you make of this other than forming this team here?
Yeah, well, I've been going back and forth. I don't know how many of those characters will actually have the supernatural tag, because I think it's going to be 4 characters who, like, their powers are like the result of the supernatural. Like, okay. Mystic is already like mystical power origin, but like Ghost Rider is like a flaming skull. So I could see a character like Dormammu, if he ever came to the game, having like supernatural, something like that. Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure, but people are kind of assuming that like a bunch of existing characters will get that tag, and maybe, but I don't know that many existing characters actually really fit it.
You know what? Very, very true. I saw that, and I guess assumed that it would be those 5 characters, but maybe not even them. Do you have any other thoughts on Ghost Rider? I agree with you. I think he's going to be a good character based on what I've seen in other games from this character.
So based on the supernatural tag, and again, this is not based on any rumors I've heard or anything. This is purely my guesswork here. But they're introducing Ghost Rider and Elsa at the same time, and they're showing that they're like part of that Mystic team. Yes. But I don't think that like that's their final form team. Like sometimes they'll put in a character or two that are supposed to fit in like for now with a team, but they have like a proper intended team for them later. So like as an example, like Wolverine was a hero brawler until he was like a proper X-Men. Okay. So I'm thinking Ghost Rider and Elsa are gonna be on the Mystic team until eventually there's a supernatural team for them. Again, that's not confirmed. Have not heard any rumors about that, but that's my thinking.
So no rumors at all. So this would be pure speculation. Who else do you think will be part of that team? I saw a few characters. I saw a few characters in the trailer that were not announced officially. Right? In the trailer
exactly.
Yet. So which of do you think any of those characters?
Yeah, maybe like Morbius or Blade or Moon Knight.
I saw a man thing in there.
Yeah. So. I'm not that familiar with all their lore, but probably a few of them at least hit on supernatural. So maybe something like that down the road.
I think that would be a cool team to have some of those characters. Anything else with Ghost Rider? I mean, there was a lot that was announced over this past week. There was some of the kit announced in that trailer as well. Some very broad details of some of the things that he could do. Any thoughts on what his kit may look like based on that trailer?
So there have also been rumors flying around about some of the upcoming character kits. So between the rumors about his kit and what it said in the video, both things point to him being a pretty strong character. Again, without any hard numbers, like knowing like what kind of health or damage or speed or whatever he has, there's no way to know. But I'm excited for him. He looks really, really good. And then I'm sure we'll talk about this more when we get to Datamines, but there's a whole thing that will break down in Datamines about like the trick or treat event coming up. But people keep asking when I think Ghost Rider's getting here, and I think that
there's some dates in that trick or treat Datamine.
There is, and there's no way to know exactly when Ghost Rider will show up within there, but I'm thinking the earliest we could see him in like a few days, like on the 12th, and at the latest maybe like the 17th.
Interesting. I wasn't even expecting him this update based on we saw, but maybe it is time for the next update, like you said last week. Maybe this is a very short update, and we got all this stuff that they've been teasing coming up very, very soon, a lot sooner than I would have expected. So
I think so. I mean, we there are a lot of signs pointing to them having a bunch of Halloween stuff planned. So. They're running out of time. It's they're
gonna have to do an update pretty soon.
October.
True. Look at the dates. I'm like, it's pretty much right here. Other character that was announced kind of backhandedly in this update video from Marvel was Elsa, the previously mentioned Elsa Bloodstone. We talked about her last week as a rumored character, but now she is officially announced. Any additional thoughts on Elsa Bloodstone coming to the game?
I'm excited for Van Helsing 2.0.
She looks a lot cooler than Van Helsing. Let's be honest here, though.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd rather have her.
So yeah. So I don't know Elsa that well, but I'll make a small comment on the rumors pertaining to her kit.
Okay.
Allegedly, she's going to do a lot of damage. And again, there's no numbers or anything attached to even the rumored stuff, so there's no way to know. But it's looking like she's going to hurt. And that's going to be her main thing. So
I mean, she's holding a bunch of shotguns. She's got to hurt a little. She doesn't look like a protector or something, you know?
That's true. You don't kill vampires with pillows.
She looks like a blaster just because she's holding some shotguns. And that's kind of the shtick of her character. So
that's my guess, too.
I would fully expect that from her kit. But yeah, it looks like she will do some damage just based on that, and you know, hopefully these rumors have some cool effects in them. Any other thoughts on Elsa?
No, yeah, I don't know that much about her, but you know, one more character is more theory crafting for me, so bring it on.
Love it. More of those tier lists look like they are on the horizon. But speaking of on the horizon, it looks like it'll be way on the horizon before people get Coulson. We got these milestones. No offer. We were talking about an offer, hoping there would be an offer the day that we recorded the last news video. There was not. They're doing a slow release with him, and some people thought, you know, maybe they're making more money doing it this way because people have to spend time with the gold. So yeah, what are your overall thoughts on these milestones? Yeah.
About that. So I may have forgotten to tell you something, which is that, believe it or not, I've been wailing out like no other for Coulson.
Okay. Have you unlocked him already? Do you have him already?
No, it's not possible to have him yet. But,
okay. I was like, wait a minute. Is my calculations off here?
No, but by tomorrow I'll be like halfway there, which is pretty nuts.
Okay.
Now that said, it's purely a crowdfunded effort. I don't have anywhere near enough money on hand to whale out for Coulson as much as I'd like to. But so
out of curiosity, hold on. Out of curiosity, what is that running tally to get you to that point?
I have not even been tracking the spending because it's different every day, and so like
digits.
I'll need. I don't think so. It might end up totaling quadruple digits.
Okay.
It seems to be on average like 30-ish bucks a day. Okay. But over like 2 weeks or something. So that's the comment I was going to make is I was originally thinking like, wow, they're missing out on a big opportunity. Like I would have paid up for $100 Coulson offer. Lots of people would have paid for $100 Coulson offer. What are they doing? And the number of people on my stream, like I've missed a few shards here and there, but I'm all in all, I've gotten like 90% plus of the total possible shards I could get for him, which has involved spending like $30-something every day. And the number of people just in my stream chat who are like, you got to catch up to me. I'm already at this many. I'm like, God damn. There are a lot of people spending heavily to fast track Coulson.
Yeah, so maybe they knew. They had something tricky up their sleeve with this one.
Hats off to Fox Knights. They are milking the whales on Coulson, myself included. When I first saw the milestones, I was like, good, it's time to send Fox Knights a message that we are not paying ridiculous amounts just to get a character a little bit earlier. And then my stream was like, but you should.
It's almost like retiring and then coming back after a few seconds, right? It's
ouch.
Crazy,
no, it is not.
Crazy.
No, how dare you? It is not like that.
All right, let's go to the dev blog post because there were some pretty major announcements in there. First one, let's start with this right here. New Dark Dimension Realm. And I said this on a previous video. First thing I thought of when I saw this, Cyclops is being released this way.
No.
What are your thoughts on this new Dark Dimension? They mentioned they should be entered with level 75 gear tier 14. It doesn't say that's a requirement though. So
it sounded like it was a requirement.
Do you think that is a requirement?
I do.
That was my follow-up question.
I mean, so two things. Firstly, let me say, I don't know that Cyclops will or won't be the reward for it. I
have no idea as well. That was just the first thing that popped into my head based on nothing. So
I doubt it. But I think they'll do, level 75 or at least gear tier 4. Well, gear tier 14 would require level 75. So they could just say gear tier 14. Okay. And then you have to be level 75. But that's my guess. I mean,
so that's your guess for the requirements. Let's talk
I'll
about
tell you
the
this,
rewards.
I don't
Let's
know
talk
if-
about the rewards.
We'll get to that in a second. I don't know if you remember when we were at Fox Next. You remember we'd mentioned like, oh, us super duper endgame 1%er whales are out of things to do, and they're like, yeah, we need to have another late game chase. We need a chase that lasts longer. That's like kind of how they were referring to it. Is like we need,
And I know we specifically mentioned Dark Dimension was very fun, but after you beat it once, there's not much to do.
So I think that the new goal is going to be like, all right, well, this will hold you guys over for another year or whatever it is. So, all the people like, oh, do you think they're going to make it easier to get the orange gear? You think they're going to give us Nexus 8 and 9? You think they're going to make blah, blah, blah more available? Like, no, I don't. I think that this will just be something that we think about doing for like 10 months. And then when we finally get in, it's super hard. It takes forever,
See, that's how I thought about Ultron. I delayed myself on Ultron. I thought, oh, this is not going to be, another few months or so, six months to a year before I get this. I'm just slow playing this. But then I saw not just like heavy whales, some pretty minnowy sized whales getting this Ultron. I'm like, man, I better start pushing a little harder for this because this is going to be a thing. So, do you think people are going to figure it out a lot sooner than they expect, or that you took that 6 month mark there?
I mean, so to get, assuming that Gear Tier 14 is the requirement, which we don't know if it is. Firstly, it'll be, at least a month or two before most people are level 75, assuming they were level 70 when this got announced or close to it or whatever. Then those little pieces that you need that pop up in the shop, like they're pretty rare. You'd have to be doing some really heavy shop refreshing. Mm-hmm. Like I maybe once a day will get like one tiny little piece that I need like 30 of for one piece of gear for one person. So I think it's going to be a while, and maybe they'll make them available somewhere else. Maybe for 100%ing Ultimus 7, you'll have like a rare chance at getting it or something. I don't know, but I think it's going to be something that we don't do for a while, which is fine. I don't want this to be something I have to immediately start pushing really hard for next week or anything crazy like that. But so you said you want to talk about rewards.
Yes, that is what I want to talk about. What do you think is going to be the reward for this? Because, like I said, first thing that popped in my head, it's going to be a new character. I thought a Cyclops. Do you think it's even going to be a new character that this will be the rewards for? Because it's going to be behind some pretty end game-ish type of paywall, or just
there's
some
a few things it could be.
Time wall.
There's a few things it could be. The first is, if the meta continues to evolve and evolve and evolve, if let's say that, the soonest someone can actually beat it is 6 months from now, that's plenty of time to make Ultron not the be all end all character of the game. Mm-hmm. And if Ultron falls behind in the meta, then they can introduce red stars for Ultron with that. So no reason to suspect they're doing that. Not heard any rumors say they're going to do that, but that's something that could happen, and it wouldn't be the most broken thing ever because red stars don't affect the summons. Yeah. Alternatively, though, my guess, and again, it's just based on what kind of makes sense to me, is I would think Doctor Doom. Like they've teased Doctor Doom coming, and clearly, like he has a model, but I don't think he's coming anytime super soon.
Technically, he's been in the game since January.
Right. So I'm thinking that that gives them plenty of time to work out a kit for him. But like Doom seems like the big powerful mastermind who could be behind all of it, and the dark dimension with Doom. I don't know, just thematically it ties in for me, but
we just got rumors of Mr. Sinister. That's another possibility too that would fit the theme of Dark Dimension.
I don't think Mr. Sinister is gonna be there, but
so we'll talk more about it when we get to the Datamines section. We'll talk.
You're on the right track for one other thing I heard where I was like, that kind of makes sense. So Mr. Sinister popped up, and Stryfe also popped up, and Mr. Sinister and Stryfe are both affiliated with Appocolypse. They could do like a 4 Horsemen release, and then the fifth person of the four horsemen of the Apocalypse team could be Appocolypse, the big bad.
Ooh.
So who knows
if
if
you
any
need
of
these
that.
other horsemen in order to unlock him to get into the dark dimension. They could do something interesting.
Maybe, or just, that's the best team and that's the team you want to use if you have them. I don't know, but
All speculation, not even rumors. There's no rumors going around. Just floating off the top of our head as we're talking about this. All right, let's move on. It's time to move on. Challenges coming at the heels of level 75 and tier 14. I was kind of joking about this because the blaster challenge, the rewards actually get a little worse based on where we are at this point in the game. What do you think of these challenges? Do you think they'll fix some of these rewards and their scaling of them rewards based on the challenge? No, I think it's gonna be just the same. More orange gear on that blaster's challenge.
I mean, each challenge tier goes up like just a tiny little improvement. So the good news is I highly doubt the final tier of the challenges will be like this big jump up in improvement. Mm-hmm. So it's probably not going to be anything too urgent for you to have to do. But I don't know if you remember. So they have accidentally on the live server pushed new difficulty levels of the challenges. I don't know if they're going to keep the difficulty. Yeah. There was a day where there were 2 different days for 2 different challenges where they accidentally opened up the next level of a challenge. One of them I just had people send me the screenshots of, but the other one I participated in, which was I forget if it was tier 9 or tier 10 or whatever, but it was the blitz recharge and the raid recharge. Okay. Now they may have changed it since then. This was many months ago. But they accidentally released the new version of that. And firstly, the increase was very marked. It was an extra 5 of each recharge or something. Okay. So it was all right, don't go crazy trying to get this done.
Nothing worth stressing over if you're not there.
The difficulty level, holy crap, dude. It wasn't even close. You had 1.5 characters left by the time you took a turn and then you hit someone for 5% of their health. I
guess you need to be level 75 gear 14 or just wail harder next time.
I don't remember, and this might have even been pre-Red Stars. I don't even remember. All I know is that I remember that challenge.
That was almost that was last year the Red Stars came out.
I know it was again. This was a while back, so it may have changed considerably. I don't know, but I know that maybe they've just been waiting to flip it back on. I don't know. They probably rebalanced it a little, but that's my guess. They didn't seem too concerned about it last time, so.
Cool. Well, hopefully it's a little more balanced when it finally comes out.
Right. I mean, it's called a challenge, so if it just exists to be that that one thing I still haven't done.
Like I said, it should be challenging, but the reward should be worth the effort. But I guess since you can auto it at some point every single or 3 times a week, I guess it should be challenging. It should be challenging. Take back what I said. It should be hard. All right, Strike Raid Alpha is here. The Champions Raid is gone. What were your thoughts of that Champions Raid? I was pretty pleased with it, and the orbs as well.
Yeah, I was happy with it. I mean, it was just the Gamma Raid, except they got rid of basically the speed hacks that the AI was using.
So normal turn meters. Imagine how much the difficulty has changed when you give them normal turn meter.
Yeah, it's much more manageable. I mean, some of the nodes are still tough, but they're not, just guaranteed, you're going to blow a ton of cooldowns just recovering from loading in. But yeah, I mean, I liked the system where you get a currency and then you choose which orb. Yeah. I think they could expand on that. Every raid should give a currency and then you have a choice of imagine if there are certain types of gear you could get. Imagine if alpha raids were for mystic and tech gear and you could, get 10 shards at a time of one of the 8 characters. You could farm who you wanted, but from within a pool. And then when the next one came around, you know what I mean? It was
yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
I get it. Give us a choice to see what would be better for your situation. Because as a newer player, certain orbs might be better. As a more of an end game player, certain orbs might be better. So I would agree. Something with choice, I think, would be better. And we've gotten a new raid, and as far as choice, there is a choice. I think this is a little better than just having Black Panther in that orb, but we have a bunch of new characters. What do you think of the new Alpha Raid and the new Alpha Raid orb?
I like it a lot better than Black Panther because I've had 7-star Black Panther. So the fact that there's something I could benefit from in there is fantastic news.
There's some AIM and Hydra guys I don't have at 7 stars in there. So just for that alone, I'm happy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, AIM in particular, I'm like, now I'm excited. When I get AIM shards for an AIM character I don't have at 7-star, I'm like, great.
So we talked about this before we started recording. Let me divert from the planned list here for a little bit. AIM. Let me get your thoughts on AIM, because I guess your thoughts are still evolving. I don't really have the characters up leveled enough to really theory craft them. So I get my AIM advice from you. Who is your top 5 AIM right now in week 3 of their rework?
Yeah, so just to give the context on this right before I give the answer, like when we first saw AIM there, the 5 I'm using now were the 5 that I when we first saw them, I was like, that's probably the 5. Mm-hmm. And then like right when they came out, I was like, this is going to be the 5 that I want to use. And I tried to use them, and for some reason, I was just getting way better results with the researcher version of this comp. Like I wanted to like this comp, and it just wasn't working. I was just getting my ass kicked left and right. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe I just like rearranged who's standing where, but now I'm back to the original comp, and now it's working fantastic. Okay. So I don't know
what is your comp now, and what is your layout of your ideal AIM team at this point?
It is from left to right, Scientist Supreme, Assaulter, Monstrosity, Graviton, and Security.
All right. And that is how I'm going to build my AIM team based on your recommendation, and I suggest you guys do the same. Nick Fury is back. Newer players should be very, very excited, especially if you've been farming your Kree. What should they expect from Nick Fury and this event?
Nick Fury is awesome.
Okay.
You should definitely get him. The Fury Shield team is great. And the beauty of these milestones is it may take you a while, but pretty much everyone is going to get Coulson. So Fury is kind of morphed from what used to be like the best overall team in the game and one of the best raid teams to now like an okay raid team, but the best Alliance War defense in the game.
Yeah.
So if you want to build the best Alliance War defense in the game, get Coulson, which you only need to average like 3 Coulson shards a day, which is not hard even as a free-to-play player. And and get Fury, and then have a really, really tough Alliance War defense that at the very least is going to have to be attacked twice to clear, unless you got X-Men to throw away at it.
Well, hey, let me ask you this. I think most players will be, unlocking Coulson at the 4-star level. So, at what point do you think they could take him into war if you're sitting at the 7 stars for the rest of your shield team?
Oh, right away.
Right away. So his kit, I don't remember it off the top of my head. I know it does some really killer things, but it's not going to affect his based on his stats, his viability for that team.
I mean, there's always some reliability on the stats. So the main thing, right, like a lot of what he does, he's going to give immunity to everyone. Mm-hmm. You don't need stats to give your team immunity. He's going to give offense up to everyone. You don't need stats to give your team offense up. He's going to call the 2 people with the highest damage on the team to assist him. So that's going to do good damage, even though he does an AoE after that, which is only going to do okay damage because he's going to be weak. But even then, he'll have offense up. The main thing that I'm interested to see how it happens is he pulls all the buffs off the person that he's making his victim, and then he puts defense down on them and taunt on them, and then calls the 2 assists.
So that's going to need some focus. That's going to need some focus. Would be the only negative initially.
Right, but in war, he gets the benefits of the minions. So he'll get the extra focus from Operative even. So worst case scenario, I'm thinking you could just put Tier 4s and Operatives passive and give him another boost of focus. And just the way focus works, and he's going after the person with the highest damage. So like normally characters like Pyro, Rocket, War Machine, like they don't tend to have crazy resistance because they're damage dealers. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking it won't really matter at all. And then the best part is like, okay, so maybe he'll be kind of weak. That might trick silly enemies into like, well, let me just get rid of this Coulson. Like he's pretty, I can take him out a few shots. Medic has 100% revive chance.
Then he goes to Tahiti.
Yeah, he just comes back. So, again, obviously you want more stars, but I don't think he needs many.
Okay, good. That's just it's so good that you know these kits off the top of your head, because we didn't even plan to talk about Coulson tonight, and I would have been lost. I would have been so lost if you didn't know these things. So, geez, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I'm not spending all this money to not know what I'm getting. And I will say, actually, I'm a little thankful. I have no idea if this is a result of my feedback or not, but I don't know if you remember, I complained with Captain Marvel. She was like all stats. She was like damage and health and healing. And so I was like, man, it stinks having a milestone character that takes forever to get when you need them at like 6-star, 7-star as a late game player for them to function. So I'd said, like, I hope whoever they do as a milestone character next gets by on their functionality, and once you have 4 stars in them or whatever, like they're good to go at least. So I don't know if they heard me out, but this is much better.
I think they did. I think we should all give you a big clap right now.
Oh, thank you. Meanwhile,
I know they listen to you. I know they listen to you. There's been
only when I break
some videos popping around the office. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. When I mention things are bugged, suddenly they hear me. That's true.
All right, Miss Marvel event has returned. It is back. This is really great for new players because you don't need to use extra energy to farm shards or for it. She's a very good character, by the way, guys. What do you think of this for the future, though? So, Minerva had an event. We had a War Machine event return just a few weeks ago. Do you think that these are going to be more on a rolling schedule, and maybe Minerva will be coming back as an event?
I have no idea. Foxnex do plenty of things that are like somewhat confusing to me. Like, I'm not really sure what they're going for here, but hands down, the most confusing thing they do is randomly, without any context, no announcement, nothing. They just randomly bring back.
No hype. Yeah. Just raise it
back. Just log in one day and some old event campaign. And the one before this was Countdown to War. But we already had War for like months. So it's like, where is this coming from?
But I mean, there was a blog post that happened right before this event came out. It could have mentioned this. Cerebro, you do a great job, but you could have mentioned when this is coming back. Or maybe they didn't even tell him. Maybe they didn't even tell him. Maybe they just brought it back. Maybe they just brought it back.
I think Zeeks does the blog post now. So get it together, Zeeks.
Get it together, Zeeks.
But I don't know. This comes out of nowhere. And it's like, they don't say anything. Someone was like, oh, I think they're doing this because Ms. Marvel was announced for that other Marvel game as a playable character. Which, first off, like, I doubt they were like, oh, let's promote the other Marvel video game with her in it.
Yeah, from a different company. Yeah.
Right. I doubt it. But even if that was it, like, you'd think thered be like an email, like, check out this game coming out, with Ms. Marvel playable character. Yeah. But it just came out of nowhere. So like, I just feel like
it's good.
Next week I'll log in and be like, oh, hey, the Scarlet Witch event is back. Like, what the hell? It's just so random.
Bring Minerva. People will rejoice.
No, they're never gonna
Minerva back.
No, they're not gonna bring Minerva. They'll bring back an offer.
Oh, come on. They brought her back once as a mistake. They could bring her back another time as a real event.
Nope. Real offer.
All right. It is time. It is that time. I've been waiting for this. We're going to talk about the data mine, and then we're finally going to talk about mutants. All right, so data mine, here we are. I think there's a couple things about Ultima 7 returning. We already heard about that in a blog post. Winner of the poll for the Facebook is AIM Security, but the big thing right here, Highway to Halloween. We have an undead calendar starting on October 12th at midnight, local time. Opt for character shards with a 13-day calendar. Log in daily to earn shards for select events that have a limited time trick-or-treat trait. What are your thoughts on this undead calendar coming? Do you think there'll be some Ghost Rider shards here?
It says upcoming milestones will reward Jack-o'-lantern orb fragments, so I'm thinking rather than Ghost Rider shards, we'll probably get Jack-o'-lantern orb frags with the increased Ghost Rider drop rate. That's my guess.
All right, and yes, there is a Jack-o'-lantern orb. It does have that higher drop rate, like you mentioned. There's also a Highway to Halloween Blitz and orb milestones These look similar to the last milestones we had by using these certain characters with this new trick-or-treat trait that is coming. You get certain points for this, and you get orbs for those points, and the more orbs you open, the more points you get towards this other orb milestone. I think it's exactly the same. What are your thoughts on this returning?
Yeah, this looks like identical to Namor's release. I think they probably had a good amount of success with Namor's release, because Namor outside of Alliance War is a pretty crappy character, and I know a lot of people who have him and a lot of people who invested in him. So I think they realized like, oh, this is a great way to get a lot of people to buy a new character. So I think they're doing it again. That's my guess. Maybe.
I guess Namor was successful. Enough people got hyped about him.
Yeah, that's my guess is, and maybe they changed like one little aspect. Maybe it'll take longer, or it'll be shorter, or the rates will be different. They're always experimenting with stuff. So it might not be exactly the same, but it looks pretty similar. And that gets me hyped because we didn't have an offer for Coulson, but I think we might get an offer for Ghost Rider. So
I think just for the cool factor, I think a lot of people are going to buy him.
Yeah.
And this last part of this data mine, I know this excites you for making these blitz predictions. Quarter blitz is coming. Blitz cooldown cost never goes above 25 for a small duration. I know you love these when you're making these blitz predictions, right?
Yes. Now, interestingly, actually, quarter blitz is a little bit easier to predict than some other things. But yeah, I mean, we've pretty much just settled on what the blitz predictions are after this, this big change to blitz.
All right, so this is the part that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting to talk about mutants. So all the other stuff was good. 15 hours though at the time of recording this post on Reddit, new characters. That's all it said, and it goes to this image right here: Elsa Bloodstone, Ghost Rider, Stryfe, Mr. Sinister. What are your thoughts on these characters? Oh my goodness, I like how they look.
Well, I want to shout out to the Russian data mining of the playtest server, which they shouldn't be doing, but at least now we can talk about Mr. Sinister, because it ended up on Reddit.
But it is public at this point, so it's been public for all these hours already. So yeah.
But yeah, people have been asking about you've heard me and Valley mention a character that we can't say anything about because Fox Next accidentally confirmed it to us. So now we can talk about it. We can at least say his name, Mr. Sinister. Now, I have plenty of exciting things to say, but I want to bust your chops for a second. And I'm only busting your chops because Stream busted my chops repeatedly. So you keep saying I'm excited for mutants, but you should be saying I'm excited for mutant, because the only mutant in that picture is Stryfe. Mr. Sinister is not technically a mutant. And I even
technically you're right, but he's in the X-Men comics. He's an X-Men bad guy, and yeah, he's not a mutant. You're right. So
I'm only busting chops because my stream did this to me, and I was like, "Shut up! I'm gonna keep calling him a mutant." But technically, he's a mutate.
If you want to get super technical, yes.
He's a mutate.
You're right.
Again, I'm only doing this because it was done to me. I know this is. You sound like me.
Come on now.
You sound like me from on my stream, but just for everyone listening, you're
we are aware. But he's a mutant to me. He's a mutant to me.
Right. He's a mutant to me too. But all right, I literally needed to vent that.
Let's just go down the line then. Elsa, we already talked about her. Any other thoughts now that you see her avatar in the game? For the game.
She's looking hot.
Yeah, better than Van Helsing, right? I'm telling you.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely. Actually, a lot of people had said they like what she looks like in this game better than in other Marvel games. So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of saw her last week. We didn't see the avatar, but we did see her last week. Same thing with Ghost Riders. We saw his some of his in-game animations. What are your thoughts on his avatar? Anything changed after seeing this?
Nah, he still looks pretty sweet. I'm every bit as excited to still get him.
All right. And it's a dressed up version of Cable in the next screenshot. What are your thoughts on this guy? Like I said before, I knew very little of this character prior to about 1.5 weeks ago. What are your thoughts on Stryfe coming to this game?
I'm in the exact same boat. I know very little about him other than what I've learned because he's coming to the game. But apparently he's an evil clone of Cable, but he's his own person because Cable and him like fight each other and stuff. But you can tell they reused the Cable model, which I mean makes sense because they're clones. But yeah, so you can see he's got the Cable eye
The
So
Josh Brolin jawline.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, he looks pretty cool. I'm excited for him just because he's a cool looking character.
Cool.
I'm surprised that he's making it to the game over some of the other more popular, you know, like I wouldn't have guessed Stryfe before someone like Iceman or Nightcrawler or something, but
I mean, I think the name that's been thrown out there more than Mr. Sinister or Stryfe is Gambit. I think that is the one that most people want to see. So it's a little surprising that they're bringing these characters before Gambit, because I know they'll make a boatload of money with Gambit. But,
I wonder what they're waiting for with Gambit.
Maybe they're waiting for there to be a little dip, and then they're going to release Gambit and went to pick up the sales or something like that. Maybe he's already ready, and they're just waiting for that sale to dip.
Sounds like your next tinfoil video.
Yeah, baby.
But Mr. Sinister.
Stryfe. Okay, Mr. Sinister. Wait, are we done with Stryfe? I think we're done.
Yes, I mean, what is there to say?
I guess we've said it all.
We can see his face. That's about it.
All right. Our next mutant on the screen, Mr. Sinister.
Mutate.
Mutate.
I don't know, just busting your chops.
He has DNA in there. You said it yourself.
I know, he's as good as mutant. He's as good as mutant. He's a mutant to me. He's still mutant to me, damn it. Anyway, Mr. Sinister. I'm only doing it, I promise you, it doesn't bother me at all, but my stream drove me nuts with this thing. Anyway.
All right. Thank you for that stream.
You're welcome. Mr. Sinister. We can't say much, but I've seen some rumored kits for these characters flying around, and the one thing I'll say is I'm really excited for Ghost Rider. He looks really good, but in particular, Mr. Sinister, and we don't know exactly how it's going to be implemented, but Mr. Sinister looks like he's got a unique mechanic that we've not quite seen before that looks like it could be very, very strong, depending on how it's done. So I'll simply leave it at that. If those rumors are to be believed, Mr. Sinister is looking like he's going to do something really awesome. Well, the closest thing I can compare it to, it's not necessarily similar, but the closest thing I can compare it to is like Magneto's ult. Before we knew what Magneto's kit was, no one could move a character into another spot. And then once Magneto had the ability to do that, we were like, whoa, we didn't even consider, like, all right, now it's getting serious.
Interesting. I know he's strong because when I was a kid, I remember comics of him fighting the whole X-Men. So he should be a pretty strong character, just thematically to fit in this game. So yeah, that makes sense if they're bringing some new mechanic. Make them super strong for that. So
I hope those rumors prove true, and if they are, it could, again, no way to know, but it certainly could mean like some serious arena viability for this guy. We'll see.
Yeah, we got Phoenix in there ready. It makes sense to add another mutant, guys, in there.
Oh, did you have to?
I did. That's for your stream.
I think that's it. Otherwise, just catch up with us Friday.
We're gonna read up on Friday.
Valley's gonna eat the Packy one chip challenge with me, and then because Valley's more of a wuss than I am, I'm gonna get to pick one of his characters to get a T4 ability of my choice. So that'll be fun.
You think that? I ordered the bomb hot sauce that we had on that stream, and I've been pouring that on, and I've ordered some other ones as well. I've been using those. So.
Oh yeah.
I've been eating some hot stuff, my friend.
Oh, you've been training?
We will see. My taste buds are deadened. My nerves are almost, they can't feel anything on the tongue anymore, so I'm ready.
Yeah. ValleyFlyin into the kitchen for a glass of milk.
It is a monstrosity that will get the T4 upgrade.
Oh, that sounds great. As long as you got the special.
It's not the worst thing, but not one that you're planning to do. So I'm being a little nice, but I'm throwing off your order there.
Oh, I'm not going to be nice to you at all. You're upgrading Ravager Stitcher since you have all those red stars on them.
You know what? I don't even have the gold to do that. So it'll be like 3 years from now.
You'll be
finally get up to level 70.
You'll be in debt a Ravager Stitcher too for upgrade to me.
All right, it won't matter because you're going down. You're going down, Khasino. So I will see you on Friday. Check out his stream, guys. Check out all the stuff, Khasino, and that's it. You guys know where to find them. The links are down below. You guys know where to find me. The links are down below. Patreon, BlueStacks. And if you like this video, obviously, thumbs up, subscribe, and click on that bell, guys. I'm on social media. I will see you guys next time. Hulk Fest Bump, ValleyFlyin, out!